I think Islam is the most misunderstood religion in the world, not just by non-Muslims, but by Muslims as well. Many non-Muslims' information about Islam is based on what they see on television and in the movies. Today, if you watch TV long enough, you believe that this religion is a religion of fanatics. But that's not true, but rather it's the exact opposite. When I started studying Islam, I found it very comprehensive, very practical. In fact, when it comes to discussing the existence of the Creator, Islam teaches you to think and reflect, to observe the world around you. Not just that, but you get an idea of the intelligence of the Creator just by checking out His creation. The amazing thing is that all these man-made structures are rather simple when you compare it to something as complex as a living organism, like a fly. If the entire world got together to build something as complex as a fly and then put life into it, they couldn't do it. And that's just a fly. Because we know human beings are imperfect and limited, while the Creator of all things is perfect and infinite. So if the Creator of all things is perfect, then His book can only be perfect. So when I started investigating and studying different books, the only book that I came to find perfect, without error, was the Quran. No other book has been memorized cover to cover, verse by verse, in order, by millions of people. That itself is amazing. Have you ever tried memorizing a book cover to cover? Now imagine millions of people doing it. It's not even uncommon to find a person as young as 10 years old to do it. And remember, 85% of the Muslims are not even Arab. Now linguistically, there's no book that compares to it. Scientifically, there's so many verses on scientific knowledge in the Quran that I don't have time to explain in this short video. All I can tell you, 1400 years ago, it was impossible for anyone to have this accurate information. Especially when some of these things have just been discovered in this past century. And the Quran challenges man to write a book like it if he is in doubt that this book is actually from the Creator. To prove that this book cannot be written by a human being. So many have tried. All of them have failed. And many of them ended up becoming Muslims. Amazing. So what does Islam really teach? What do Muslims really believe in? Well, first off, delete everything you've heard in the media, because most of it's nonsense. I'm going to give you a breakdown from a Muslim what we Muslims believe in. Islam teaches that there's only one God and He has no partners. He is the same God of Abraham, Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That we are here to worship our Creator in all our actions, which is the meaning of the word Muslim, one who submits to God. We should pray at a minimum of 5 times a day. Fast the entire month of Ramadan. We give 2.5% of our excess wealth for zakat, which helps the needy. And if possible, we are required to make pilgrimage to Mecca to do Hajj. During that pilgrimage, you'll realize there is no difference between rich and poor, as everyone is dressed the same. Islam is also colorblind, so there's no race, color, culture that makes one superior over another. As long as your parents don't tell you to do something conflicting with Islam, you must obey them, as it is a great sin not to do so. Women must also be honored and respected. Neighbors should be treated kindly. And even animals have their rights in Islam and should be treated properly. And there's a great reward for those who help the poor, the widows, and the orphans. You see, this life is nothing but a test. And not even Muslims have a free ticket to paradise. Each person will be judged for their intentions and their actions, so it benefits you if you do good and stay away from evil. Now, all the stuff I've been talking to you about may sound very different than what you've seen or heard about Muslims. Maybe that's because of the actions of some of the Muslims out there. Some who are just Muslim by name, representing Islam. And if you compare their actions to what Islam really teaches, you'll notice that it has nothing to do with each other. Alhamdulillah, Allah showed me Islam before He showed me the Muslims.